Hey man, this is Deem and I am your host. This is By Any Means. I know I've been, a little inconsistent lately, just been giving time to myself and my children, doing what I got to do for just one of the main reasons of things that I'm about to talk about right now. There go the Cash App, and I appreciate everybody who's been supporting. But this year we is going hard. We focus. We got a lot of stuff we about to accomplish because is it worth it? Is it worth it? Young Dolph dying, Yo Gotti brother died. Is it worth it? Young Dolph started something with Yo Gotti years ago, and it has been an attempt on his life numerous times, and they finally got Young Dolph. Now, karma, as it always does, because the streets gonna always be the streets. See, a lot of people who don't understand the streets, I'm somebody that's well versed in it. You can run from the streets, you can't hide from it though. And eventually there's going to be things that you actually have to stand on out here, and you can't just ignore. So I just want to know, is it worth it? Was it worth the BS? Is it worth the dissonance? Because now Young Dolph ain't here, and Yo Gotti, his brother, is no longer here. So I just wanted to know, is it worth it? You got these black men out here who all they do is diss each other, talk about dead ops. Everybody's so tough. Everybody getting money can't be touched. And the sad part about it is no matter how many of these young black men die on the streets in every city across America, day after day after day, it continues. The females only want to deal with street dudes. Why would you want to deal with a street dude for real, and put your life in jeopardy? Because then if you get caught in the crosshairs, your whole family and everybody gonna be crying, talking about, oh, she was a good girl. They caught bigjook at a funeral. I want y'all to see how ruthless the streets can be. This is stuff that happens in my hometown all the time. People I grew up with, somebody died and they caught somebody else at a funeral. And I grew up with both parties. It just is what it is, man. Is it worth it? Is it worth the distance? Why we can't just come together and get money? Why I gotta be, Young Dolph got popular, like super popular off this and Yo Gotti. That's why when Young Dolph died, I wasn't surprised. I felt bad because I like Young Dolph, and it's unfortunate that a man has to lose his life. But I also know what comes with dissing somebody and what comes with it in a city like Memphis. I also understand that. And people say you ain't been to people will talk about you ain't been to Memphis and you can't give your opinion. Well, I've been in Memphis at least twice and actually stayed for a little while, so I can give my opinion. Memphis, besides Philadelphia, man, Memphis was the worst hood I've ever seen in my life. I will give Memphis, Tennessee that. It was some of the worst hoods I've ever seen in my life. Um, I will want to give a shout out to some of the Memphis girls. I was in Miami one year for my birthday, and one of the Memphis girls in the club, her birthday was the same day. And let me tell you, nobody parties like them Memphis girls. Nobody. Okay. I had an amazing time. I'll say that. And they definitely showed love. But like I said, man, Big Juke is gone. And from what I hear, Big Juke was one of the main people involved with Young Dolph's death. Now you know it's going to be retaliation for these things. So I'm saying it here first. Don't be surprised if something happened to Keyglock. Everybody pray for Keyglock. Because I just know how the streets go, man. If you think it's going to stop there, it's not. See, that's the thing about it and why I'm asking, is it worth it? Because when you go down this cycle, it's like a circle that never ends. Everybody wants they get back. And from what I know, it seems like everybody gets they get back too, one way or another. Everybody gets they get back. You got Little Dirk out here. He disses everybody. He lost a couple of his best friends. He has lost his cousin, and he has lost his actual brother. Is it worth it? Because all that money and the fame ain't worth me losing my best friend. I love him to death. It's not worth me losing my best friend. I will be honest with y'all. It's not worth it. It's not worth losing your brother, your mother, your cousin, your sister. Is it worth it? Because I guarantee today, all that stuff Yo Gotti done been through, all the money being around Jay-Z, the cars, Angela Simmons, and all that, none of that he cares about this morning. You know what he's dealing with? His mother cried. Because I think that happened. Yo Gotti mother was also attacked too. It wasn't they just Big Juke's the one who passed away, but he was with Yo Gotti mother from what I hear when it happened. But she was in the streets too. So this is what happens when you decide to involve yourself in things and think you untouchable and think it's okay to diss. Now I will give Yo Gotti this. I've never heard Yo Gotti diss Young Dolph outright. That's why I never understood why Young Dolph was going at Yo Gotti so hard. A lot of people say stuff was happening behind the scenes. If you ask me, I think that Young Dolph was just trying to blow his career up and found an opportunity to diss him because he's seen it work for 50 Cent and a bunch of other people, but people don't understand 50 Cent almost died. See, you want to deal with one side of it, but not the other side of it. I was not surprised with what happened to Young Dolph happened because they tried to kill the man at least 2 or 3 times already prior to that, prior to actually getting him. And he didn't change the way he moved because he thought, I'm the king of Memphis. Your ego lets these type of things happen because you swear somebody else not going to. The whole point of catching you slipping is to catch you slipping. It's to be unexpected. It's to be where you least think I'm going to do that. Now, Big Juke and Yo Gotti, they did not think that somebody was going to come to that funeral and do that. This place of all places, but that's where I'm going to catch you at. If I really want to get you, I'm going to catch you when I know that you're vulnerable. When I know, do y'all not watch Power and this type of TV? Where do you think they get these ideas from? You take somebody away from their family. They ain't got nothing but time to sit on and pray on your demise. This is what goes along in the music industry. If you're not dissing a dead op, if you're not dissing somebody, if you're not coming at somebody, people don't really want to hear you. We like negativity as a people. And then something negative happens and we all act sad about it. Why y'all sad? Tell me why y'all was sad. When Young Dolph was out here making that song about Yo Gotti, y'all was in the club singing it. Loud, shouting it. Then he dies, and now everybody's in tears. Well, maybe somebody should have told Young Dolph to not be doing those type of things. From what I hear, Big Juke was very involved in what happened with Young Dolph. You can't prove it, but the streets proved it. It don't have to be proved. The streets thought that. That's all that matters. It ain't about what a judge or a cop or any of them think. It's about what the guys on the street think happened. Is it worth it? Nipsey Hussle was gone from the same gang that he represented. It's gang banging and being in the streets and being a street nigga and all this is not worth it. And then you got females out here that look down on guys who work a 9-to-5 job. But then be the main one crying that their baby dad in jail or in the dirt and their kids got to grow up without a father because the streets, you don't get to dictate when the streets get back. That's not how it works. It's called the streets for a reason. It's called the dark side for a reason. And the reason it's called that because when you stepping in these type of activities, you dealing with the devil at this point and you praying on his mercy because these same things can happen to you if you live godly. If you live your best life, these same things can happen to you. But when you are directly involving yourself in things like this, it's not even if it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. I need to know, is it worth it? Is Young Dolph not being here worth it? Is Big Juke not being here worth it? Is Mo3 not being here worth it? Is King Von not being here worth it? I need to know, is it worth it, yo? Tupac, Biggie? Yeah, our culture, we got a great culture, and we also got a culture surrounded by death that has not been caused by people that don't look like us. Can we stop? Can the MC Lights come back out? Can the Queen Latifahs come back out? Can the Public Enemies, the X-Clan, speaking positivity is looked down at? It's the reason why the rapper Ransom will never be one of the top rappers, even though he's better than all of them. It's a reason for these things, yo. Because he's a grown man and not dissing dead ops and not trying to gangbang with other rappers and not trying to do any of these things. Even in the media and podcasting, the things that are negative is going to get way more views. People love the Cat Williams interview because he was going at people. If Cat Williams wasn't going at people, he probably wouldn't have did half of those views. And it goes to show you how much we thrive off negativity. It goes to show you how much we are miserable as a people. that you want to see death. You want to talk about. Back in the day, they had ops too. They wouldn't dare make a song about him or even speak on his name after he was done. You just did what you had to do. But now we live in a culture where it's like it's okay like it's glorified to talk about the death of another black man. That is glorified. Then when it happens, all of you fake people try to act like you sad. You're not sad. What, you thought no get back was going to happen for Young Dolph murder? Y'all actually thought that? And what y'all think ain't no get back going to happen for this? Yo Gotti mother and brother was attacked, and you think ain't no get back going to happen. I'm telling y'all before it happened, Keyglock need to have his head on a swivel. Don't cancel your shows, do all of that. I'm telling you, it's not, and I'm not in Memphis, but you want to know how I know? Because I know the streets. I know what Yo Gotti's thinking right now. What you think he thinking? Anybody that was around Young Dolph is a target now, including the mother of his children right now. Because I know what Yo Gotti's thinking. Y'all keep playing with your life, man. Y'all keep thinking that being tough and being in the streets and going to jail and being hardcore and all that is bull stuff, and you've been lied to. You have been distracted. You have been hoodwinked. You have been all of those things Malcolm X have ever said. And y'all too blind. Y'all so blind that you can't even see that. You don't want to hear about Martin Luther. It's Martin Luther King birthday today. You don't want to hear about that. Because we thrive on negativity. We love seeing knocking each other down instead of coming together. We kick our kids out at 18. You see other cultures, it'd be 25 of them in the crib stacking bread. You think they all get along? No, but they love their family enough that no matter the differences, we're not going to let that stop what's going on for our future, for our children's future, for my nephew's future, for my little cousin's future, for all of that. We're not going to let family issues and BS step in between. Other cultures die from street stuff too. The difference between our culture and theirs, they don't glorify it. You just hear about it on the news. You don't see the cartel coming out here making diss songs against other cartels. They just go out there and do what they're doing. You just hear about it on the news. I'm just trying to tell y'all, man, stop the dumb stuff. We don't have room for it. We are already behind the 8 ball as a people. We don't have room to not be together. We don't have room to be dissing dead ops. It's coonery. It's foolery. The fact that you take pride in killing somebody that look like you. Sad. How more mental of a mental issue could you have? The fact you brag about being a street nigga. You brag about being from the hood. Do you know you brag about being from the worst places in America? That's something to brag about. Brag about your city being a murder capital. I'm actually from the murder capital, and there's nothing to brag about. There's nothing funny about that. That when I go to the trash can or I go to the store or I go to my car, I got to sit up there and have a pistol. Man, y'all know what this is, man. Deem by any means. And I'm going to holler at y'all.